Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Tarot Time. Happy Monday. I hope you all had an enjoyable weekend. I know I did. It was just such a peaceful weekend. Really enjoyed it. Okay, so today is January 16th. I think tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock, I think Mercury goes back or goes forward, comes out of retrograde. Retrograde. Say that 5 times fast. All right, so using my Robin Wood deck, and I am going to just randomly pick a sign that I feel comes out a lot in this reading and put it at the end and give a couple cards on that. So make sure you stay tuned, okay? All right, today is Red Sweater Day. Bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. A couple things with my Six of Swords. Swords are all about our thought process, okay? Could this person physically be in a boat and be moving? Well, of course they could. But it's also the mind. The mind is finally moving from these troubled waters right here out into a smoother, sort of clearer path. If you notice, they are moving towards the star. The boat is moving towards the star, which means that it is going to, you are going to get your wish, and you're coming out of like chaos, okay? Because if you look here, you see the water, hopefully you can see that, is pretty rough. And the water, I can't even talk today for some reason, not sure why. And the water represents our emotions, okay? So it's finally like our head is having a conversation with our heart and our emotions and saying, look, it's going to be fine. You're going to get past this. It's troubled waters for now, but you're going to see that you're going to end up in a better place because you're moving too. Physically, you're moving away from all this. And usually the Six of Swords is a very, very, it's a very peaceful card. It's a very spiritual card. It tells us that, you know, we're looking at our life right now as a snapshot, which means that we're not allowing for what ifs, you know, and what's to come, because the life isn't going to stay exactly the same. Unless you're in a prison, then I think it would stay the same. Okay, so, no. So Seven of Swords tells us that you feel that somebody around you may have not been as honest as they could be. So you may feel taken advantage of, you may feel somebody lied to you, anything like that. But you know, that's on them. That's them to own and to experience the karma from that. It's not you. And I feel like you're doing a lot of, usually with the Seven of Swords, like, how come I didn't know? How come I didn't see this? Okay. And again, sometimes we don't digest things until we're ready to. And with the King of Swords, you could be involved with somebody who's just not ready to let their emotions out. If you look, you see that their arms are across their chest. So that always tells me that this person here is not willing to let his emotions come in and out, okay? They have their emotions for whatever reason where they are, and they're just not willing to open up. So if you're sitting there stressing over it, okay, and you're assuming that maybe they're doing, you know, some things they shouldn't be doing or taking advantage of you, I think a lot of it is this person isn't ready to become vulnerable with you and to kind of let things out. But with the Six of Wands, it shows us that there is going to be somewhat of acknowledgement. Don't forget, the Six of Wands kind of acknowledges everything. Okay, it gives us that attention we want. It gives us accolades. You know, if you've been at work, you've been doing a long, hard project, all of a sudden the boss says, you know, I admire it. I definitely acknowledge it. So that comes into play too. A couple more cards, but it looks like I'm going to be reading for my air signs. So I feel like you've been walking this tightrope because you're putting all the work or all the trust into this person. Okay, so you're almost like, well, if this person doesn't validate me, how I feel, how do I know I'm worth anything? And that's really not the place to be. Okay, that's really not the place to be. Because again, you're walking a tightrope, but the Six of Swords tells us we're coming out of that. So this is probably just for a few people, this reading. I don't think it's for everybody. And last card is being able to handle the conflict that comes your way. I'm getting, if I had to pick two signs, I would say air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and I would say fire. Okay. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So when I put this reading together, I feel like you're putting all your eggs in one basket. And they're very expensive now. I feel like you're putting all your eggs in one basket and you're trying to control a situation that can't be controlled. You can control how you feel for it, okay? Because what you're trying to do is you're like, well, I'll feel better when this person does this. But that's crazy because actually you can feel better now. Okay, so let me just draw a couple more cards for, I'm going to pick my air signs, my Gemini, Libras, and my Aquariuses, what you need to know, because you guys showed up pretty loud and strong in this reading. Okie dokie, let's see. Cards are sticking. Interesting. So, oops. With the page, strength, and it reinforces my fire signs, and the Knight of Cups, it does look like there's an offer of love moving towards you. Okay, definitely a message coming. But we don't want that message to be what brings you out of here, because we don't want you turning into Pavlov's dog, okay? We don't want like your days in the crapper, and then because you didn't hear from Mr. King of Swords, and then all of a sudden you hear from him, so you're like, voila, I feel like brand new, I'm so happy. Because nobody's day should be contingent on whether Mr. King of Swords wants to text you or not. And that's what you got going on here. So you have to learn how to acquire this Six of Swords without the message, if that makes sense, okay? A bad day isn't because you didn't hear from somebody, all right? A bad day has a lot more components to it than somebody who just didn't have the opportunity or just didn't want to reach out to you. So that's where, again, self-worth, self-value come in, and you have to start realizing that you really are steering this boat, okay? You have control to take yourself and the Six of Swords out of this, okay? So we don't want to become Pavlov's dog. You know, we're all like, oh, we got the text. Oh, thank you. Oh, we got the text, even though it was just like one word or a hi or something, like now we can live. Yes, we can live. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. No, we're quality people. We don't do that. If somebody doesn't take the time to reach out to you, then we wish them well and we put them on the boat and we send them away. So that's your message. I hope it made sense. It still fits in TikTok, so you don't have to rush over to YouTube, but go over to YouTube if you want. You never know what's happening over there. Let's see if I can get this to shut off. All right, everybody, it's Monday. Have a great day.